that Pauline Viardot's work lay in a box covered up for years, and the words of Turgenev were also not discovered until one day the box was opened and this beautiful work came out.
Pauline was held in such high regard with her fellow composers of the day, but they were men, and so of course they got more play than she did, but she was very well known in her day, and it's really exciting to be able to revive this piece that was so appreciated at the time.
Both with a female composer, a lost work, something that was just kind of being rediscovered. So it was a pleasure to be able to be a part of something kind of just so exciting as this. Pauline Viardot, I think, is an amazing composer, one that's vastly overlooked and was a brilliant woman. So it's fun to be able to do this kind of little fairy tale opera of hers.
Her work has been kind of lost to history. This score for this beautiful piece was in a private collection for close to 150 years. And it showed up at Harvard Library a couple of years ago, and Adriana Zavala and I were given the opportunity to see the original manuscript score, and we commissioned a transcript of it, and we just started delving in. And I think what's cool about it is we started off with the idea that this was a piece of scholarly interest, and it should be uncovered because as women, as feminists, we want to amplify this lost voice of music history. What we ended up finding is an opera that can go toe-to-toe with any 19th century romantic opera. It is a treasure.
I think this is a very powerful story, an allegory that is years ahead of its time in its warning with what you do when you abuse the natural world.
I play the Last Sorcerer in The Last Sorcerer of Pauline Viardot. It was such a fascinating and pleasurable project to be a part of. The father-daughter duet. And there's quite a tradition in opera of these father-daughter duets when you think about bel canto music or especially Verdi. There's something special that goes on, and here was no different.
In a way, it kind of bridges the gap between his very kind of imperialist, sort of strongman attitude and the sort of natural world of the forest. And her big argument with her dad is that, she doesn't want to be married off to royalty. She says to him in her duet, what you're offering me, this royal life, that is not where my happiness lies.
I'm kind of the deus ex machina, kind of come in, change the scenario, walk away, sort of singing. I kind of help guide the lovers into being able to be together.
I sang the part of Perlimpinpin, who is the long-suffering valet of the mighty sorcerer. Neither of them are quite so mighty anymore. He's there for comic relief. He's the sidekick, he's the long-suffering sidekick, like any good fairy tale should have. It's always such a thrill to sing with these musicians because there's just nobody better. I've worked with all of them before, and it's always just an honor to be able to make music with them because they're all making music at such a high level.
Eric Owens had this breathtaking and thunderous voice, and I remember the first time we sang with them, we forgot to come in our cue because we were so mesmerized by their voice.
He made this excellent point of saying that if all you can accomplish in your entire music career is just making someone happy, then you've done everything that you need to, and it's absolutely worth pursuing. And that, to me, was very important. It told us why we were doing this. We're doing this for women. We're doing this to make other people happy.
In all the years that I've been singing operas, I've never once had the opportunity to sing something that was composed by a woman until we sang Le Dernier Sorcier by Pauline García.
Pauline García is now getting the spotlight that she deserves. And I feel like at our young age, it's very important that we get to sing this because we're the next generation of music makers, and it's going to only inspire more female composers.
Pauline García created these elves. It was very intentional in the way that the sorcerer thought that he could walk all over them. The sorcerer thought that he had this power over them, when turns out they were really a force to be reckoned with. And I think all of us, when we're all put together, we are really this huge force to be reckoned with.
I think people are gonna love it.
Il saura se venger, il saura se